Hello, I'm Alex Faulk, and welcome to the second episode of Game Time, where we will be discussing the base game of Destiny 1. In the base game, you have three main missions. You have Nothing Left But the Fall, Against the Hive, and Fruit of the Garden. In the first umbrella of missions, which is Nothing Left But the Fall, you have Guardian Rises, which is pretty much just an introduction to the game. You get risen by your ghost. You fight against the Fallen throughout Old Russia, and you find your jump ship. After that, you go to the tower, talk to a bunch of people, and then you enter the second mission, which is called Restoration. In Restoration, you go around the Cosmodrome, you find a crashed ship which has records on it. It leads you to a underground facility where you find a bunch of data about the Cosmodrome and all the parts that are there. And then you go around to the Cosmodrome finding the dead ghost to get the access. No, you go around finding another fallen leader who has a warp drive for your jump ship so that you can go to other planets or just further distances. In the third uh, mission, you have the Warmind. Now, the Warmind one, you don't really do much in it, uh, except you are able to get sparrows now, which sparrows are like I feel like the closest thing is like pod racers kinda from Star Wars. You fly around on like hover bikes constantly at decent speeds and decent maneuverability. But yeah, you infiltrate the Skywatch. You scan the fallen amplifiers that are around the area, which all of them are giving off a weird distorted signal. You go into the marked building. You go into a marked building for the signal that is disrupting the fallen amplifiers, where you find a application machine that you can scan. Once you start scanning it, a bunch of fallen will start coming out in waves. Some of them invisible, some of them visible, some of them have energy shields, and they're all classified into different categories. You have the captain, you have the dregs, and then you have like the assassination type dregs. I forget their name. And then once you finish that, uh, the ghost is able to uncover data that shows that the thing that was interfering with it was the last Warmind remaining on Earth, but you don't do anything with it right now. We just leave it alone. Then after that, you have the mission The Last Array. In this array, you infiltrate Skywatch again, where you will kill Fallen to try and find the broken ghost that I accidentally mentioned before, who had the array key codes. Um, you move to the array control room and activate the array so that we can access the other planet colonies and other planets from Earth again, restoring global communication and like colonial communication. Um, During that time, when you're activating the last array, you will have to fend off a bunch of waves of fallen. And I think no, just fallen. You have to go against knights, wizards, thralls. I think and explosive thralls, I believe. After that, you have this isn't really a story mission. This is just a strike they make you do, and it's called the Devil's Lair. And with the Devil's Lair, you go into a hive facility where you just kill a bunch of fallen pushing forward. You find the first walkers, which are like spider tanks, pretty much. That thing was extremely difficult to kill. It took me like half an hour, more than that maybe. And then you go over to a giant servitor called Sepix Prime, where who is the final boss, which is actually easier than the Walker. And then you kill him, get the rewards. That's it, really. Nothing really story important. After that, you have Against the Hive, where you are going to the moon for the first time. So the first mission under the Against the Hive story uh, arc, I don't know, is called The Dark Below. No, sorry, The Dark Beyond. The Dark Below is a DLC. Dark Beyond. In The Dark Beyond, you journey to the moon. You chase after a string of checkpoints, just going to different objectives. Um, I believe you you gain access to your sparrows. You gain access to your sparrows. You chase after. You chase through a bunch of data that you find from the first checkpoint, and then you reveal the location of a place called the Temple of Crota. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a temple dedicated to Crota, who is the son of the king of all Hive. Then you go to the temple. You find a dead guardian without a ghost. You inspect his body. You get a call from somebody that they call the Exo Stranger. You don't know who she is yet. We barely hear anything from her. She just tells you if you beat this, go to if you beat this, there's going to be more in the temple, so be ready for it. And once you kill all of the hive in the temple, go to the you're going to go to a new area. And then after that, the hive door opens, hive come pouring out of the building, and then you find the dead ghost inside of the temple. After that, you have the World's Grave mission. In this mission, you have to enter a hive fortress. You fight your way through the fortress through multiple layers, killing numerous fallen. You kill a special knight to open the world's grave. Once you do that, you have to fight waves of fallen in order to access the information in the world's grave, which shows that the Hive are building an army to invade Earth again. After that, you go to a mission called the Chamber of Night. In this mission, at the beginning, you run around the surface of the Hellmouth to scan the cracks that have started to form. Once you scan those, it'll lead you back to the Temple of Crota, where you have to fight your way through the chambers. Once you get through all the chambers, you will reach a place with a giant shard that's enshrouded in hive-like green magic, and you have to kill the siphoning witches around that area. Once you do that, you have to fight off a bunch more waves of fallen. I think it's like 6 or 8 waves. And then once you do all that, you can free the shard of the traveler, which returns a portion of its light and strength back to the traveler. After that, you are moved on to the last main mission. In this last main mission, you will go through. Well, in this last main mission, it's called the Fruit of the Garden. In this one, you will answer the stranger's call. Well, that's the name of the mission. Answer the stranger's call. You will go to the Ishtar Sink, which is on Venus. You will get access to the sparrows once you go through a bunch of stuff. And then you discover the Vex, which the stranger says are more dangerous than the Hive. The Guardians from the predecessor Guardians before we came here were able to install sensors in order to track Vex movements. We have to restore those sensors and calibrate them. Once we do that, we find a hive conflux, which is this weird like white pillar that has like a bunch of squares on it. After that, once we scan it, we have to fight the Vex. Fight a bunch of Vex waves. And once you do that, you'll get a cutscene where you meet the Exo Stranger, and the Exo Stranger tells you to go to the Awoken in order to find the location for the Black Heart. Uh, Once you go over to there, they take you to the Queen, and through a bunch of back and forth, they tell you to find the Gate Lord and take its head. After that, you have the next mission called the Ishtar Collective. The Ishtar Collective, you have to run around the Ishtar Sink. You go through a pathway with a bunch of Vex and Fallen. You kill a Cyclops for its Mind Core because the Cyclopses are the biggest Vex machine out there um, that we know of and we can find. Um, Once you do that, you head over to a Ishtar research facility to scan the Cyclops Mind Core in order to gain access to the Vex network. As the ghost is scanning it, you have to kill a bunch of waves of fallen. And after the fallen are done, and the ghost is nearly done analyzing it, the Vex come in droves, and they start to try and attack you to stop you from analyzing the Vex core. And once you kill the Vex, the ghost is done analyzing coincidentally, and and you're able to get the location of the next Gate Lord. In the next mission, you have in the next mission it's called the Eye of a Gate Lord. In this mission, you scan the Vex network for the Gate Lord. You travel through a place called the Endless Steps, and once you get through the Endless Steps, you have to summon the Gate Lord. Uh, which the Gate Lord, compared to the past experience I had killing it, it was much easier this time. I killed it in, I think, like 20, 30 seconds, maybe a minute. But once you kill the Gate Lord, you bring its head to the Awoken Queen. A bunch of back and forth happens. The Awoken Prince. I keep forgetting his name. I know his other name, but I'm not going to say that because that'll spoil some stuff. But I don't remember his name. But he pretty much carefully takes out the Vex Gate Lord eye, breaking it in the process, saying it's worthless now and they can't help. The Awoken Queen comes over and gives us a Gate Lord eye. Well, no, she tells us how to recharge the Gate Lord eye, and then once we do that, she also gives us the location of the Black Garden and its key in the process. Uh, and the location of the Black Garden is on Mars. They give a bunch of coordinates. I don't remember the exact coordinates, but it's on Mars. The next mission is called the Exclusion Zone, which takes place on Mars, which is a Cabal-occupied planet. Once you get onto the ground, you have to you gain access to your Sparrow. Well, you fight through a bunch of facilities to gain access to your Sparrow, um, and you fight your way through the Cabal, hack into their system. As you do that, you're repelling the waves of Cabal, and then you have to kill a commander to take its key, and then once you do that, you have to access a survey post, um, and that completes this mission. Next, you have the Garden Spire. In this mission, you have to breach a Cabal warbase, locate a Vex Spire, they say cross the field, but you're pretty much just running across the facility, killing Cabal and making your way to the Spire. Well, crossing a field, yeah, you go through like you like put siege to a you put siege to a tower, find the location of the Spire, then you go over to the Spire, capture it, hold off the Cabal as the ghost wakes the Gate Lord Eye, and once the Gate Lord Eye is has woken the Spire, uh, a Cabal known as Primus Shaul. His name is really hard to say. It's Primus Shaul. I'll put it on screen, but uh, you have to fight him. He's like the first like actual boss here. He was kind of difficult to beat. But after you kill him, you take the Gate Lord's Eye, and that brings us to the final mission of the base game. This mission is called the Black Garden, where you obviously infiltrate the Black Garden. But for the start of the mission, you have to go to the Black Garden's gate. Once you arrive there, a bunch of Vex are going to appear out of the gate to try and kill you. You kill them, you enter the garden, and then you start to explore it because it is a very mind-bending place where nothing seems to make sense. Uh, as you're going through the garden, you destroy all the Vex you see, and then eventually you have to go to the garden's heart. As you're going on your path there, you scan Vex clusters, and activate the conflux that allows you to cross the threshold between the Black Heart and you. Once you're there, you have to kill the Vex that are worshiping I don't know. I guess they're worshiping the Black Heart. I can't tell what they're doing. It seems like worshiping. And after you do that, the Black Heart will activate the one of the three soul progenies. and after you kill that one, it'll summon another, and after you kill that one, it'll summon the last one. And once you kill that, you are able to destroy the black heart. After that, you then return to the tower, a hero, and you meet with the Exo Stranger again. This time, the Exo Stranger is pretty much telling you that the fight's not over. There's more stuff to come, and gives you her pulse rifle, called the Stranger's Call. I think it was. I think the Stranger's Call. I don't know. But yeah, that ends the base game. The next DLC is called The Dark Below. It takes place on the moon, and it has to deal with the Hive again, mainly the Hive. That one will be a bit shorter because I think the first two DLCs were pretty short. Um, the one I really am excited for is the Taken King, though. That one I haven't really been able to play thoroughly, so look forward to that one. But yeah, that's where we're going to end this one. I do, however, want to point out I got a table and I have my Destiny merchandise here. As you can see, I have a lot of it. Um, but yeah, that's where we're going to end. That's where we're going to end this episode of Game Time. Like I said, next time we'll be going over the Dark Below DLC. It might take a minute, but it probably will be worth the wait. I haven't played the Dark Below in a minute, so I don't exactly remember. But I feel like it's going to be worth the wait. Any old Destiny game is a good game. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.